everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am so glad to have you come alongside of us in our homeschooling journey. I am Allison from the Little Paper Crown blog, where I document what we're doing in our home education of our 6 and 4-year-old. And today I want to take a quick break from my Building Your Home Library series. I still have plenty to say about that and lots to share, but I'll come back to that in another video. However, today I want to share something that has been on my heart for a while now, because I get tons and tons of messages from different friends and followers on Instagram or Facebook who, every time I post something about what we're doing for our homeschool, they ask me lots of questions, or they ask for encouragement, or they feel discouraged because maybe their child is not doing what they see my children doing, which first of all, you should never compare to any other people's children in homeschool. That's probably a side note. That's like your first thing you never do. But that being said, I don't by any means think I have everything figured out. However, I have noticed that when I follow the principles that I'm going to share in this video today, that it changes everything about the way our homeschool day is going, how our homeschool week, month, year is going. The day-to-day and the hour-to-hour lessons that we're doing and the interactions that we're having together as a family, all of this is greatly affected when I'm putting these principles into place. So I did want to share those with you today in hopes that it would encourage you to take the frustration and the fear out of your homeschool. All right, so the first thing I want to share has absolutely nothing to do with what curriculum you use, what method of homeschooling you use, what schedule you follow, what people you follow in the homeschool community. It has nothing to do with any of that. I want you to start with a complete mindset shift about what you think about homeschooling. I think a lot of times it's easy for us to only hear the school part of home education and think that is all that we're really doing. And that's such a small portion of our day when you really think about it. I know a lot of us can be done by noon or before, depending on how many children you have and how young they are. When you're doing that, that's such a short portion of your day. And a lot of what you'll notice, I'm sure, if you've been homeschooling any length of time, is a lot of what you're doing throughout the rest of the day is also education. It's character building, it's relationship building, it's teaching children how to work out when they have a conflict between each other, or between you and them. You know, everybody working together as a family unit to work that stuff out. And another thing you're doing is creating a mindset in them that they will want to be learners forever. You're creating lifelong learners when you are home educating. If you can get to a point where you're not focused on what task you have to do for that homeschool day, or, oh, why can't I get him to understand this? Why can't I explain this well enough for her? Or why is she fighting me on this? Or why is she not ready to read? Why is he not ready to read yet? Why is he behind on math? When you start getting into all of that jumble mess, you're really losing focus on the big picture of the whole child. When you are home educating, you are not just responsible for the academic portion of their day. You're responsible for everything. You're immersing them in your worldview, your culture, your family culture, your lifestyle. All of those things are educating them and teaching them that they never stop learning, that even the grown-ups in their lives continue to learn. And I think that is way more important than worrying about some superficial rules or objectives that people have come up with for your children's age when they don't know your children. So I would say the first thing that you need to do is shift your mind from thinking you have to be like a group classroom setting when you're teaching your children, because the people that teach your children outside of your home, they don't have your children all day and they don't know them as well. So I would really encourage you to stop trying to compare yourself to other modes of learning and focus on the whole education of your child, not just the academic portion of it. All right, so once you have established this new mindset, or maybe revisited it after you've forgotten about it for a while, which happens a lot, you're going to want to determine your purpose in that mindset. So you're thinking about your child's whole mind, body, soul, spirit, their whole-hearted child here. You need to determine in your heart that you are going to be the anchor for these children, for your homeschool. You're the anchor for that child that goes into self-doubt and self-deprecation when maybe they haven't done it the exact right way, or they get the wrong answer. There's always that sort of student. And then you're also the anchor for that child that's floating out into carefree la la land. You kind of need to reel them back in and make sure, you know, are they staying in the boat with us, so to speak, if that makes sense. So once you've established that mindset of here is my whole child and I'm going to educate them wholeheartedly, your purpose then is to become that anchor and that solid foundation for your homeschool. And there's a few ways that you can do this to really center yourself and get yourself into a place where you can be that firm foundation for them to come back to when there is a struggle or a fear or a frustration. Okay, so when you get to those moments in your homeschool, and they're going to happen, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this, I'm sure you know, there's always little seasons where things aren't quite going the way that everyone feels that they should, and there's friction and tension there, and there's some sort of frustration or worry there about what they're learning and how they're learning it. So I would encourage you, in order to help yourself be the anchor that you need to be for your homeschool, take a day or two off. Maybe just take the afternoon off if you homeschool all day. Just really depends on what your schedule is, but take some time off to observe your children, especially when they're young. I would say elementary, preschool through elementary is mainly what I'm talking about. Watch how they play, watch how they interact with their siblings, how they interact with you, what frustrates them, what makes them happy, what motivates them. Are they really motivated by like praise? Do they get energy from that? Do they get energy from being alone for a while and having a break from their brothers and sisters? You can learn so much in just taking even a few hours off to observe, really observe your children as if they were animals in the wild and take a look at how they're relating to the world around them. It will give you such a better picture of how you need to anchor them back into what you're doing, how to encourage them, how to motivate them for future things that you need to be doing. So I would say the first thing is, if you are just having the worst time in your homeschool, take a day or two off or a couple of hours and just observe your children and note what you observe.